Bernard Tobin here at the Canadian Dairy Expo, joined now by Mike Kelly from Mueller Cooling Systems. Hey Mike, how's it going?
Going great, Bernie.
Hey, tell me about a new product you've got here, a Hypercool system that's really tied into robots. Tell us about that.
You bet. We've designed a new product. It's called the Hypercool A5. It's a custom digital capacity controlled chiller specifically for robot dairies. What we're trying to do with this system is actually instant cool the milk as quickly as possible from robots. It's been a common practice on large commercial dairies for years by us, but now as we see more and more robot dairies coming into play, we're putting a strong effort into improving milk quality by instant cooling right at the robot stalls.
Right. I guess the demand comes from the growth of robots, right, Mike?
It most definitely does. We're seeing tremendous growth, not only on smaller dairy scale, but also on larger dairy scale across Canada and the US, North America. We're seeing as few as 1 or 2 robots being installed and as many as 30 to 40 on some large commercial dairies. So a big effort into the robotic dairy side.
Where does it fit, Mike? How does it impact the traditional large tank?
We're actually seeing a lot of those traditional large guys go robots. We're seeing more and more of that. It's a labor savings, and there is truly a quality of life impact with a robotic milking system that it allows these dairymen to have some life and some family time that's a little more challenging in conventional dairying. But we see both. In the US and Canada, there's still people going traditional milking systems as well as robots, and it's kind of dependent on the lifestyle that dairyman's looking for, and also as labor availability. Labor becomes more and more of a problem for all of us in this industry, whether it's dairy farm level, manufacturing, what have you. It's just a challenge to find good labor today.
Talk about, I guess, the demand for tanks and cooling these days. You mentioned that you're actually seeing more demand in Canada now than the US.
That's correct. The last 2 years, there's been a major spike in the dairy industry across all the provinces of Canada. It's been some outstanding sales years for us, and what's really driven that is the demand is on a steady incline here in Canada for fluid milks. And there's been additional quota released and so forth to try to supply that new demand as we see that demand grow. And that's driving larger and larger tank requirements for milk cooling, and these dairies are getting larger and bigger. And of course the milk prices have been held stable with the quota in Canada, and just some outstanding growth over the last 2.5 years in Canada. Unbelievable.
So tell us a little bit more about the Hypercool. Is it on the market now, or where can we get some more information?
It is a new product. It is on the market now. We've got 7 sold in the province of Alberta. First one being installed right now on a 3-stall robotic dairy. And this is our first time to release it and introduce it here in the Ontario market for robotic cooling. And it's a custom product in the aspect that it's a digital capacity controlled chiller. So it's a 5-horse compressor, but it will operate at about 1.5 horse to 5 horsepower capacity and any place in between. So it allows us to instant cool small volumes of milk and larger volumes of milk as the number of robot stalls may be pumping milk at one time. So we're really excited about it. And another thing that's driving this, there's a big effort right now looking at fatty acids and milk product, especially here in Canada. And one thing that is a known fact, if we instant cool milk, the fat cells don't tend to be abused and broken apart in the transfer of the milk if it's actually cooled. So that improves or reduces that fatty acid, which improves the actual productivity of the fluid milk at processing levels. So not only for cooling for bacteria and improving milk quality in that respect, we also anticipate to see some benefits in reducing fatty acids in the milk as well with this product.
Well, great stuff, Mike. Hey, thanks for taking the time. Enjoy the show.
You bet. Thank you, Bernard. Appreciate it.